Hev was a dude who could, you know, he was a guy who hit everybody. I mean, he could rap for the kids, he could rap for the girls, he could rap for the homeboys. I mean, he was a special talent, and by all accounts, a very special human being that we lost way too soon. Everybody, this is a very special day. June is Black Music Month, and this is the lead off for the BMM 30 series, the Black Music Month 30 series here on the Groove Line. I'm your host, Chris Stevens. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back, man. We back for another round of BMM 30. And what that means is 30 days, 30 episodes of Black music culture and influence and admiration and all of that good stuff. And I couldn't think of a better way to start the month than with a brother who inspired so many to get in the game. You know, a dude who has missed his very day, especially, he's a icon for us big fellas. You really can't see it behind the screen. There's about 250, 260 pounds sitting behind the screen. But yes, today I'm talking about the legendary Mr. Dwight Arrington Myers, better known as Heavy D. God rest his soul. And I chose this picture of Nia Long escorting him somewhere because that's what Hev was. I mean, he was a sex symbol for big fellas. And never forget, my family members used to say when I would get picked on a lot because I was a fat kid as growing up, and they were like, "You should just be more like Heavy D, Chris. Listen what Heavy D says. I wear it well." And that's what Hev used to say about his weight all the time. And he never let being big stop him from being a sex symbol because there are women today. I mean, Heavy D died in November of 2011. I'll tell you where I was when that happened later. But he died in November 2011, and there are women to this day still carrying a torch for Heavy D, dog. And I understand it. Like, the brother was just so cool. I mean, we were going to talk about the music, obviously, but Ham was just a different type of cat. I mean, he was born in Jamaica. His family moved to Mount Vernon, New York when he was real young. His cousin is Pete Rock. He had, he just got into the game because he was, dancing or whatever. And the late Andre Harrell said, I can make something out of him. So he took him to Def Jam. And apparently, Russell Simmons said, and I'm quoting loosely here, don't no girl want to give no FN, fat N, named Heavy D, no meow. So Andre Harrell said, you know what? I'll start my own label and push Hev myself. And that's how Uptown Records came about. Then, of course, 1986. He's 19 years old. The overweight lovers in the house, the house. The overweight lovers in the house, the house. And his career, Heavy D and the Boys, it's him, Eddie F, G Wiz, the late Trouble T. Roy, and they just became a sensation because the guy out front was big, light skinned with a lazy eye, but the women just flocked to him. And I think that says a lot about how charisma and personality and just being a good person can carry you very far in life. Because there's not a person alive now that can say a negative that says a negative thing about Heavy D. Not a one. And that just tells you how well he lived his life, a very short life. I mean, he died at 44. I'll never forget. Again, real quick, tell you where I was. I was working for a local newspaper, covering high school sports. I covered a field hockey match, and then I had to go cover a volleyball match later that night because it was state tournament time. This was in November. Delaware state tournaments are always in November for fall sports. So go cover this field hockey game, come home, get myself something to eat, head back out to the volleyball game, get in my car, turn on the radio. Man, we want to send a rest in peace to Heavy D. No, he was just on the Hip Hop Awards not that long ago. What y'all talking about? Heavy D died. Couldn't believe it, man. Couldn't believe it. But he was just an incredible, he was, like I said, he was a sex symbol for the big fellas. He was he was well beloved by the ladies. And the dude flat out put out some damn good music. Him and, Eddie F and Pete Rock and Teddy Riley, when those two all got in, when those folks all got in the room together, they made some magic. I think the best Heavy D album for me, in my personal opinion, is Nothing But Love because that was really just Hev at his peak as a sex symbol. When you think about the title track and the video that features models like Rebecca Gayheart, and never forget, yo, that's the Noxema girl. People forget Rebecca Gayheart was big at one point in time. And there were a lot of these, attractive, thin women that couldn't keep their hands off of Heavy D. That video will stick in my mind forever. But it's not my favorite song on the album. My favorite song on the album is sampling another heavy set legend, the late great Luther Vandross, and Got Me Waiting, which samples Luther's Forgot the name of the song, which is crazy because I'm a big Luther fan. Don't you know that? Took me a minute to figure it out, but yeah, Pete Rock sampled "Don't You Know That" and flipped it, and Hev turns it into this, sort of cat and mouse game. Hard. This girl's playing hard to get. I got a funny feeling, honey, that's kind of digging me. But every time I see your word is born, you be ignoring me. I know where you live. You want to. I know your name. Yes, I do because your girls told me. I know where you live. You want to bet because your girl showed me. And he was just like playing cat and mouse with this girl. Like I know you be checking me out. So let's talk. Let's get to know each other. He says, you know, let me know because if you don't, it's gonna haunt me. Your word up. You got me thinking you want me, and then it's got me waiting, anticipating. Hey yo, you got me thinking. I want your love. And Pete Rock sampled, don't you know that perfectly? Like he uses the guitar licks, he uses the violins, he uses the bass, but the drums are all Pete, and it is an absolute banger. So that's my favorite song off of Nothing But Love. Is it my favorite Heavy D song? Yeah, yeah, I'd say my favorite Heavy D song. Black Coffee is another good one. Black Coffee off of that album is Hev just showing love to the everyday black woman. It's like his version of LL Cool J's Around the Way Girl. And it strikes the perfect note. He's like, you know, a nice girl, but don't mistake her for no softy, excuse me. And that's the way I love you. You're my black coffee. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. That's the kind of girl I need down with my team. And Hev was, I mean, in the 90s, it didn't get much more black famous than Heavy D. The dude was on Living Single. He was on the All Right remix with Janet Jackson. I love you to death, but I ain't pressed for the heartbreak. Like, Head was everywhere, man. Like, he ended up, discovering Soul for Real. And we all know how that worked out. Soul for Real became a band of a group of brothers of note in the 90s. And Hev produced as well. Never forget when I bought Blueprint 2 and opened up, I listened to disc 1. Then I turned on disc 2. And then I hear, yeah, it's magic. Jay-Z and Lenny Kravitz. And it's a Heavy D production, you bastards. I was like, whoa, Hev put a beat on for Hove? And Hove accepted it? Because we know Jay is very meticulous about the stuff he chooses to rhyme over. And him picking a Heavy D beat for Blueprint 2. When you think about what was on Blueprint 2, well, not to be fair. Let's be fair. Justin Kanye were famous at that point in time. He had Tim on there. He had Swiss was the only one he regularly worked with that wasn't on Blueprint 2 at first. Blueprint 2.1 he was, but the original Blueprint 2, Swiss ain't on there. Heavy D bought Swiss beats off of the Jay-Z favorite beat makers list for Blueprint 2. Yeah, Guns N' Roses with Lenny Kravitz was a fun song. I really enjoyed that song. I listen to that song and I hear Hev in the beginning and I smile because I know he knows that wherever his spirit is, I hope he knows that his legacy all these years later is still very much intact. Like just a incredible dude. You look at songs like Mr. Big Stuff, the girls, they love me, the Overweight Lover, Heavy D. He did a song called Don't Curse on one album, and then turned around and had a young Biggie Smalls and Busta Rhymes on a song called A Bunch of Niggas on the next album. Head was a dude who could, he was a guy who hit everybody. He could rap for the kids, he could rap for the girls, he could rap for the homeboys. He was a special talent, and by all accounts, a very, very special human being that we lost way too soon. And it was just every time I hear a Heavy D song, I smile because that was the effect he had. He was just so much fun. Come get a piece of the beef because it's good to go. I think that was one of those Wendy's commercials back in the day, if I'm not mistaken. Either Wendy's or Burger King, I can't remember. Somebody who's an OG, please correct me. But yes, Heavy D was one of a kind. Make no mistake about it, one of a kind. And just thinking about all the great now that we found love, is it good to you? Like his catalog is just I think I'll do a Heavy D top 10 at some point, but I just wanted to talk about his impact and his influence to kick off Black Music Month because you guys can do the research yourself and find out how good Heavy D was as an MC and a producer and a talent scout. Monifa, forgot about Monifa. God, discovered Monifa too. Do you really want to touch it? Do you really want to me tonight? Sorry, but yes, Heavy D, one of a kind and one of the true influential important figures of modern black music. He was like, New Jack Swing's favorite rapper, pretty much. And again, just go listen back and listen to stuff like Mr. Big Stuff, Overweight Lovers in the House, The Girls They Love Me, Black Coffee, even Big Daddy, the solo album he put out in 97. You can be my big daddy. I used to fantasize about girls singing that song to me like they did the Hev in the video. I mean, Hev was just, he, like I said, he was a beacon for big fellas. And we owe him a ton of gratitude for making Big sexy. I mean, for crying out loud, Big Papa was pretty, Biggie Smalls' Big Papa persona was pretty much a black ass version of Heavy D. Like it was a gutter version of Heavy D. And I think Big knew that. And Puff knew it. And Hev knew it. And they all just kind of like had to laugh because Hev, who's in the One More Chance video at the beginning? Heavy D. So yes, rest in peace to Mr. Dwight Arrington Myers, better known as Heavy D, a true icon and a true legend that we lost too soon. And again, just somebody that if you have not checked out the catalog of Heavy D and the Boys in Heavy D, you need to do that. But if you have, tell me your favorite Heavy D song or album. Let's talk about it in the comments. That's going to do it for the lead off, y'all. One day down, 29 to go here on the Black Music Month 30 series here on the Groove Line. Thank you guys for tuning in. Contact information will be in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe, tap that notification bell so you're notified of all the new videos that drop on this channel. And don't forget to like and comment on these videos because as you know by now, your boy talks back in the comments. So let's have fun this month, y'all. It's going to be Black Music Month. It's going to be Black Excellence all month long. So let's have fun. And until the next time we ride, which will be tomorrow, may you find the groove or may the groove find you.